right? Now, population is super important, okay, in storage. And so you want to search population by state, okay? And then you want to, sorry, not population by state, population by city in, let's say, Georgia, okay? And then you're going to go to the list, and then you're going to, really start looking at like the population and seeing like what it is. Let me see, where's Valdosta? Here's Valdosta. Valdosta has 55,000 people in it. You see, but it's like interesting to look at the population, because look, Atlanta has 514,000, Columbus is 210, Augusta 200. So these are probably going to be like primary markets. I say a primary market is 100,000 or more. But, yeah, I would say primary markets like 100,000 or more. All right. So Sandy Springs has 110, Athens 130, Roswell. These are all kind of like, now these are secondary markets. But I mean, honestly, the truth is, if you look at Atlanta and you look at Sandy Springs, this is really just Metro Atlanta. I mean, honestly, Metro Atlanta is just massive. It's just two things. So I would say Alpharetta, and Ackworth and Marietta. So these are not inside the city of Atlanta, but they're suburbs of Atlanta. So they're really in the Atlanta market. And honestly, this whole area, I would say from like Cartersville to Cumming, Flowery Branch, and then, all the way down here is kind of like primary market, right? Primary market. So I would not, like, unless you can afford millions and millions of dollars, I would not be looking at the suburbs of the city that you live in, or this, actually the city. So if you're living in any city, it doesn't matter, Knoxville or Greensboro or whatever it is, like in the suburbs as well, like outside of, like, so for instance, Charlotte here, like I've been all up in this area driving for storage, and Gastonia I would consider a primary market. And it's kind of further away, but I've driven all this area right in here is all primary market. And even though it's not in the main metro city area, it's primary market. Okay. So secondary market to me is a standalone city of 100,000 people or less. Okay. So for instance, when we get into, like Augusta is 200,000 people. And then Macon, we just bought a facility in Macon. And so that one is like 100. That's like, I guess that'd be considered like a primary to secondary market. And also another thing that I would like for you guys to consider is just what I call like, so secondary market and then maybe sub-secondary markets, right? So this is like, if you were in this metro area here, where on the outskirts of this area is like this city moving to, that you could possibly look at to purchase in, right? So I don't know the direction of where Charlotte's moving to, but I've driven from Charlotte to Columbia, and I really, honestly, I feel like this area in between is like a great area to invest in. And it's expensive all the way. I mean, it gets really expensive. And then we looked at storage facilities all in this area, but I feel like this would be a sub-secondary market because it's in between Columbia and Charlotte, right? So even though it's kind of tertiary and you're going through the country, I feel like, I feel like it's kind of like a little bit more expensive in this area. Okay, so these are, and Columbia as well too is, I mean, it would be considered, I don't know what the population of Columbia is. Let's look at that. Population of Columbia, South Carolina, is 137,000 people. All right, so I would consider that to be like a primary market. I'm sure it is. Let's look at storage, Columbia, South Carolina. Okay. So yeah, you can see Extra Space, Life Storage is all primary market is where this is. It's all primary market. Let's search this area again, see what else comes up. Yeah, so all primary market. Now, I don't know which way Columbia is moving, but I'm guessing Blythewood, it would be considered like a secondary market, but like it's, you know, a secondary market. That might be, let's see, let's zoom in a little bit. And actually Google Maps is like, Google Maps or Google Earth is like the best. See, this public storage is all the way up here. So obviously it's moving up. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be moving up this way. Like, I feel like if you want to invest in some land, I feel like in between Charlotte and Columbia is a great place to invest in some land and to build storage. And let's see what else. And then Columbia to Augusta. You see, like, this is the same kind of concept, right? This is going to be like a secondary to sub-secondary market. I'm calling them sub-secondaries. It's like not a secondary market, but it will eventually become a secondary market. I feel like this area is going to be growing. A lot of people are going to be, you know, a lot of stuff is going to be built in between these two towns, because Augusta, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Augusta is on the top 10 cities to buy real estate in right now, according to Realtor, like realtor.com or something. I just read that. I don't know if anybody else read that. And so I thought that was very interesting. This is a very, very fast growing area, and Columbia is a great area to invest in, you know, so in between here, I think would be a good area to be investing if you have a little bit more money. Okay. All right. So just think about that. You could see, you know, Charleston obviously is a huge metro area, and then outside here would be like your secondary market.